Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the New York Empoleon's Week 5 battle of the PAC. We are here this week facing off against Rhino 5311, coach of the Delaware Dittos. And if you have not seen them before, go check them out. Links in the description below, as are all the coaches in the PAC this season, of course. But we are coming off of a very surprising, dominant win last week, certainly. And we are not alone this week. We will be here joined by Daria, who's not helping in any way, but is present. Would you like to say hello?
Hi. Hello.
Tell the crowd a little bit about yourself.
I don't what I was not prepared for this. I don't know.
You don't have an intro ready?
No, I'm not doing this.
All right. Well, my opponent's team is Greninja, Clodsire, Halucha, Gardevoir, Goldango, and Ditto. Goldango being the only mon that can Terra on the roster that they brought. So we do see all of the things that I was like the most afraid of by a not small margin. I do expect possible leads being Clodsire, Greninja, and Gardevoir. Those are the ones that I would be the least surprised by. I could lead with Rotom, but I don't love that against the Clodsire, but it's not bad. It gets a Will-O-Wisp off against the Clodsire. I'll do what Yahoodles always tells me I do, and I will lead with a Rotom form when I have it on my roster. They're just a safe lead for the most part. If they do lead with Ditto, I just set up a Reflect and Get Out. They may do the same. But all right. So they actually led with Halucha here, which is a little surprising. They're really just going for it at this point. Volt Switch just kills this thing, potentially. I could just fire off a Willow here, but I think I just want a Volt Switch. I don't know what this thing's going to do to me. It could have, like, Rock Slide or something, like Stone Edge. I know it gets that, but it's not going to kill, because I'm pretty bulky. If they go into Clodsire, I'll just Willow next turn. If they don't go into Clodsire, then I get a free Volt Switch off. Okay, it's Ditto. So now they're going to know my Rotom set. I could go into Dragapult. I risk potentially a Willow into my Dragapult. Actually, wait. Does my Scarf Rotom doesn't actually outspeed my Dragapult, does it? It does not. So yeah, I just go into Dragapult and click sub here, I think. It's like totally free here. They like cannot break it, they cannot touch it, and then something comes in against a sub Dragapult. And I get to fire off a free attack. That could be Gardevoir, which makes the attack Hex. That could be something like Clodsire, which makes the attack Willow. But they're just going to double out the Ditto. Alright, so I know my Rotom set. Escuero. Escudero. That's not how you pronounce that. Alright. Alright. So, sub here. And we're just going to Willow into the Clodsire. Land it. That's important. So depending on this Clodsire set, they may not be able to break a sub now that they're burned. Earthquake comes out. Yeah, they don't break a sub. Now, notably, I don't have any recovery method, so we're just gonna like not waste the substitute and just fire off a Hex here. We're gonna see how specially defensive they are. Again, they don't have a resist to this. If they go into Ditto, it automatic. Well, if they actually Ditto would resist this right now, but then what is Ditto gonna do? So, because it doesn't actually transform if I'm behind a sub. Did you know, Daria?
Probably not.
Just that Ditto does not transform if it's a sub on the other side of the field.
Oh yeah, okay.
Okay, so that did like 40% roughly. Earthquake comes out again. This is going to break the substitute here.
Good work, little subby.
But I'm just going to go for another one, I think, because then the burn will put it in range of another Hex. And I don't really care about my HP all that much. They could go Ditto now, I guess, but then it will transform, but then I'm behind a sub anyway, and I just fire off a Hex and get a big damage on the Ditto, so. They're not setting up hazards, which I find interesting. They're just going for attacks here. I guess they can't leave Dragapult behind a sub, so. There's a recover. Alright. We may be here a minute. But not actually that long. Because unless they just keep recovering, at which point I'll stall out all their recovers now, they can't break the sub again, so. We're just going to Hex again, do huge damage. If they fire off an attack, then I can Hex again. And I'm still, my sub's going to be there, so that's fine. Okay. So we're just going to fire off another attack here. They could recover, but the sub is there until they choose to attack me again. I think they attack here, and then I think they recover, but I kind of think I just set up another sub here. Like, I'm just going to force the damage on something. Because, yes, they can recover, and yes, I could kill it instead, but then I don't have a sub on my Dragapult, and I'd rather have a sub than not have a sub, right? Or would I rather have 50% HP and have a dead Clodsire and be able to switch my Dragapult out?
I feel like the answer is to always have a sub.
You're not allowed to say that. That was cheating.
Oh. Well, I was talking about something different.
Well, don't cheat, or I'm going to get in trouble. Okay, they did go straight for an Earthquake, which actually means I get a sub and the Clodsire dies, which is like obviously best. What did I just say? Cool Dude comes out. That is a Goldango. I'm behind a substitute. I don't think this thing gets any noise-based moves. Right? I'm going to fire off a Hex here just to get damage off. Oh, they're Terra. I forgot they were Terra. Terra what? I have a big orange, bolded, italicized thing. Terra Water. I could have just... Well, I mean, I think Hex is still... Well, oh wait, I have Thunderbolt. So let's scout out if they outspeed me. They don't. Okay, I have T-Bolt, so I can fire that off now on Terra Water Goldango. What are you going to go for here? Shadow Ball. Alright, let's see how much that Hex did. I expect it did like 20%. 30%-ish. Which, leftovers? Okay, maybe it did less than that. I didn't really see. Yeah, it's about 20%. I could fire off a Thunderbolt here and just get huge damage on this thing. Terra Water. It's interesting. I could just Thunderbolt. I could save my Dragapult, but then I have to switch something into this, which nothing wants to come in on this right now. So yeah, let's just go ahead and Thunderbolt here. There's a recover. Could have subbed there. That would have been crazy. That would have been crazy play. Alright, so they are going to outpace my damage, which means they are going to fire off a Shadow Ball here, which is kind of annoying. Nothing wants to come in on that particularly. I kind of like Dragapult, not gonna lie. I think it's a good mon. Hot take. Dragapult's okay. Really nothing wants to switch in on this firing off attacks right now, though. So I guess I just attack with the Dragapult and let it go down here. Maybe get a para. I don't think this Costed Berry is going to save me at 25%, but you never know if this is like super bulky. So Goldango kills Dragapult with Shadow Ball. So it's at 50% now. It's Terra Water, possibly has Terra Blast. So I have to watch out for that on something like the Rotom. But Terra Blast, if you're not modest, doesn't kill. Since I know your leftovers, you are modest, exactly a 50% chance to kill. I could go into Dreadnought right now. Terra into Grass type. But the Ditto could be a little spooky for that. I could go into Donphan, but Donphan obviously doesn't want to take a hit here. Quaquaval can take 1 and go for a close combat. I actually kind of like that. Let's go Quaquaval. Quaquaval can take basically any 1 hit. This thing could have Thunderbolt. It does learn that. But I think I outspeed it, naturally. And I live 1 Thunderbolt from non-modest. Close combat kills from here. What else do you have? Clodzire's dead, so you have Hawlucha that resists and Gardevoir that resists. So yeah, let's just go for a close combat here. You could switch. I kind of expect you to. I could have U-turned, I guess. But based on how much the Dragapult was doing, you don't seem to have any bulk investment. Oh my god, how every time. Every time! Oh, it's gonna Thunderbolt and kill me now, isn't it? T-Wave. T-Wave. Okay. That's super annoying, because now I can recover. Or Shadow Ball, potentially, because I'm at -1. That's so annoying. Wow, that's annoying. And nothing else on my team naturally outspeeds it. Well, the Revavroom does, I guess. That doesn't really do anything to it. I cannot believe that it lived on that tiny sliver. They always do, my opponents. I'm just going to close combat here. Shadow Ball comes out. Probably kills at -1, I would assume. Oh, I live 1. We close combat. Alright, so we get rid of the Gholdengo. So Quaquaval kills Gholdengo with close combat. It didn't look like there was an HP investment. They must have defense investment then, just to like trick me. Just to trick me. I get a Moxie boost, which is something, I guess. But not going to be super useful since I don't have Aqua Jet and I'm paralyzed. Ditto comes in. Okay, well I can scout out what you're going to lock yourself into here at +1. Or I could just go... it's not worth saving, so yeah, let's just like see what you lock yourself into. We'll go for a close combat here. Just goes for an Aqua Step, okay. So Ditto kills Quaquaval with Aqua Step and gets to +2, but is locked into Aqua Step. So now I think is where I go Dreadnought. Well, I don't actually know if it's locked in, but I just kind of assume it is. And I can smash in front of this Ditto. That way, at least I force it out. The thing is, Ditto does outspeed me. Even after a Shell Smash. So it's tempting to just go Terra Grass and straight for an Earthquake. Just to get damage on it, because I don't really need to smash. Because I'm not going to outspeed Hawlucha. Well, yeah, we'll smash here. If they're not choiced, if they did this and they're not choiced, and they're just like a better player than me, then they got me and they close combat and I lose the game, I think. But I'm kind of hoping they're Choice Scarf Ditto here. There's Aqua Step. Are you kidding me? They crit me.
Oof.
Oh boy. Okay, it's... Yep, that's game, I think, because I can maybe live 1 still. But I can't kill this, and then I don't think I can live a hit from it with anything else. So, should have just EQ'd there, I guess. Because I could live 2 Aqua Steps guaranteed without a crit, but of course, I got crit. Earthquake should kill here. So they might switch out. They might switch out. If they switch out, it would be funny because I can't touch myself. Or, it can't hit me when it comes back in, so... they could switch out here. They do outspeed. They do have Aqua Step. But I don't think a crit kills. Or non-crit kills, I should say. So maybe it does.
Sage, I thought the same thing.
Please switch. Please get scared and switch. I can't believe they crit there. They go for an Aqua Step. They get the high roll. Yep. I mean, it comes back, right? I get hacks for me in the semis, and then I get hacks against me. It's like, this is the game. It's not actually about who's better at Pokemon ever. It's always about who gets better hacks at all times in every game you could ever play. We'll go into Donphan, but I don't think Earthquake's going to do enough here. And I don't have an answer to the rest of their roster, so eventually it's just going to happen where I'm going to go down. I am Max Attack Adamant Donphan. So maybe there's hope? Okay. We killed it. So Donphan kills Ditto with Earthquake. It's Gardevoir, Hawlucha, and Greninja. No. All right. So they do go into Hawlucha first, which is really interesting. I'm going to click Ice Shard here. Just try to get some damage on it. If it goes for like a Swords Dance or something greedy, then, you know. But no, it does go straight for close combat, which we kind of expected. So Hawlucha kills Donphan with close combat. I didn't see a White Herb pop there. I could go Rotom, since Rotom's not living a hit from the Greninja anyway, and just clicks Volt Switch and kills a Hawlucha. And then have Revavroom healthier, marginally, to deal with everything else. No reason to set up a Reflect, since Hawlucha's the only thing that hits on the physical side. There's close combat, which we live one of. I think it's banded. So Rotom Heat kills Hawlucha with Volt Switch. I think that's banded damage. It was a lot of damage, but we do live one, as expected. And it is now basically Revavroom versus the world here. And because Greninja is going to come in here every time. Man, I wish I had run the Terra Electric Revavroom set. Not that I could click it here, but I wish I'd run it. I think I'm going to Iron Head. They go Gardevoir. You know? That one I did not see coming. Alright, I'm going to click Iron Head anyway. We outspeed, Iron Head, obviously with Filter, they're going to tank it. Get a flinch. Okay. Leftovers. Okay. I could Parting Shot here. I don't think that's useful though, so I'm just going to Iron Head again. Like ultimately, I just have to get some flinches or crits or whatever. Psychic comes out. That's gonna smart. And it's going to activate my red card, and that's going to do it, I think. Since Greninja now definitely kills with any attack, basically. And I don't have a way to hit it. I'm going to Thief. On the off chance that I can grab some item that matters. A Liquidation. And that's... Oh, it doesn't kill. What is happening? I don't know what's going on. They were Life Orb? That's so funny! No kill for you. I don't get the Life Orb damage on the Thief, but I do take Life Orb recoil.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
And I am unstoppable. No Life Orb for you. Life Orb for me. What an interaction. Greninja should kill here. I'm not Scarfed. If I was Scarfed, I actually win this game, which is kind of insane. But Greninja kills Rotom Heat with Liquidation. If I was Scarf Rotom there, I actually win that game, which is kind of insane. It's good to think about for the future. But instead, my opponent does pick up a 2-0 victory here in what ended up being a little bit of a hassle, but ultimately I think that result is fair. I do think, unfortunately, the crit on the Dreadnought was the deciding factor for me. It was in that moment that I was like, well, that's that. But ultimately, that's my own fault because I forgot that the Ditto was at minus defenses from the close combats. And I could have just gone into Donphan, had Sturdy, and just gone for Earthquake, keeping my Dreadnought at full health in the back, ready to take on something like Greninja later, since it wasn't Choice Scarf Greninja. So ultimately, that's my fault. It's not like I don't blame Hacks for losing, but the position that I got put in because of the crit is the one that ended up making me feel like that was going to be an uphill battle. But ultimately, it came down to just being the wrong item on Rotom, right? I never ended up clicking a screen, so that was not a useful item. I only ended up clicking Volt Switch, so I should have just been Scarf. I mean, there's no reason not to be. But that'll do it. Thank you all so much for watching. I will see you all back here next week as we continue on the PAC, which has been a whirlwind of a season, let me tell you. But we're 2-3. We're not like out of it yet, especially since I think 12 people make playoffs or something like that. So there's tons of spots available for playoffs. Or maybe it's 10. I don't know. Whatever. There's a lot of spots available for playoffs, so we're definitely not out yet. Tons of time left to make up ground. There's 9 weeks. We're only at week 5, so 4 weeks left. If we finish, what is it, 6-3? I think we're gonna make playoffs. So I'm not counting myself out yet. Thank you all so much for watching. Take care, everybody.